Hey everyone, okay, so I'm going to share with you some really quite exceptional products, I think so anyway, and you can just be bored while watching me for a bit. So let's make a start. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to talk about this. It's James Read, and it is called the Sleep Mask Face Retinol, and it is a sleep tan that you pop on at night, contains retinol as well, and leaves you with a slightly tan visage. I've always been a big fan, and I've spoke about James Read tanning products before. They're really, really nice, and they don't tend to have that orange effect on the beard. If you're a male or a lady, it just doesn't tend to stain the beard area, at least for me, and that's a really big one. Now, I spoke about this in the last video, so I'm just going to give it one last shout out, and that is the foundation by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's so good. It is so very good. I just think it's just perfect. Okay, so something that's an oldie but has been revamped, and that's the Mercier, and this is the tinted moisturizers, and they now come in this packaging here, which is really nice, very minimal. But the best thing is they've taken kind of a leaf out of the book of the old one kind of leaked and just went everywhere. This one doesn't, so it's marvelous. It's absolutely bloody marvelous. This is such a lovely palette. I have two of them because it's so lovely. Natasha Denona Tan, Bronze and Glow palette. And here it is. Now, you could use this as a bronzer or like a mid-tone shade for your eye. There's a highlighter, there's a cream shade, there's a shimmer. You've got mix and match to your heart's content, eyes, face. It's such a great palette. Really wonderful palette. Okay, so these two are a couple of my favorite blushes. The first one is called Brilliant Nude, and it is by Hourglass, and Hourglass are the loveliest company. And if any of you are as lucky as I've been, and I got to meet the founder, the kindest, most softly spoken, lovely person, reminded me very much of Tiffany, the founder of Drunk Elephant. Tiffany from Drunk Elephant is the kindest person. And this shade here called Diffused Heat, which is again by Hourglass. I love these two. See, Diffused Heat gives you that really intense kind of flush. But what's so beautiful about the Brilliant Nude is that it is so sort of subtle and laid back that it's just barely there. And there's something really quite dreamy about that kind of application. Dose of Colors in one of my favorite lip gloss colors called Jazzy. This is Jazzy. It is the most exquisite shade. I love it. It is just this beachy bronze. Oh, look at it. I just think it's lovely. It's reminiscent of the Alexis Vogel days of makeup, which I'm so very fond of. Okay, this product here, I popped it on my hand again just to remind myself how wonderful it was this morning, and it's still there if you can see it in the crease of my hand. There it is, the color. And that is the Brow Blade, and this is by Urban Decay, and it is the brow product. And one end is a felt tip, and the other end is a little pull-up, your average kind of brow pencil. But what makes this exquisite is that other than the fact that it's waterproof, you can get the faintest lines and do real microblading on your brows if you so choose to. I think it's wonderful. I'm a diehard Anastasia fan, but I think that this is the most exquisite thing. Another product here which is really nice, and I spoke about this last year because it was my favorite product of last year, and it is Lashify. That is Lashify. It is little clusters of fake eyelashes that attach underneath the eyelid, and then they're fused together with a bond, and they will allow you to wear them all day and up to 7 days depending on the bond that you use. I personally think they are absolutely genius, and I adore them. I have a lot of these, and they change the way that I do makeup because they allow me to give somebody with really quite awful lashes the most amazing effect, and they look incredibly realistic, specifically if you do it very subtly. I like a starburst effect, so I kind of like to use one or two different lengths and go sort of shorter, longer, and it gives this fanned out effect. I'm a really big fan of Lashify, and for what it's worth, the CEO, and I've always bought my own products, and the CEO has been nothing but incredibly lovely and kind. So just wanted you all to know that. Since last year, I got an awful email telling me that I was going to be destroyed if I was to dare speak about this company. Well, I did, and I'm not going to be bullied. I still love the company. I think it's wonderful. Okay, and finally, this is a lovely product, and it is by Paulas Choice. It is a barrier repair moisturiser, and it contains retinol and has 50 mils of product in it. They changed the packaging recently, which I quite like, I'll be honest with you, and it's really nice. It's a really great moisturiser for your evening needs. And I think that's pretty much about it. Pretty much. I'm sorry if I bored you. I do apologise. Do you ever get lonely? Just lonely. I find myself lonely quite a lot, and I find myself reminiscing about times that have gone and things that I miss and things I wish I had that I no longer have. And I don't know, I think I spend too much time on my own and I think it's probably not that good for me. Anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate your time, very, very much so. Thank you for listening, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.